Hello. In this unit we're going to talk about expired listings and how we can go ahead and try to use them. What is an expired listing? An expired listing is somebody who listed their property on the multiple listing service with a realtor, but for whatever reason they were unable to sell their home. For example, if a realtor signed somebody for a 6-month contract and they were unable to get their home sold on the 181st day or 6 months and 1 day, what will happen is their listing will have been considered to be expired, and it will show up on the MLS as that. Now there's two different ways that you can access the information, and this is where I'm going to be honest with you. Neither way is really truly kosher, but they do work. The first way is to have a friendly realtor who's willing to give you MLS access. And if you're willing to work out a deal by saying, I'm going to go after the expired listings, and I'm also going to recommend you as a realtor and do the work for you, there's plenty of realtors that will give you access to the MLS if you have enough trust with them or if you're related to them as family. The second method is for you to go ahead and use services like the Red X or lead senders, and for that you're going to need to basically pay for another realtor's account and be able to get in using their information. And some realtors will be cool with that, some won't. That really kind of goes over the line of RESPA, and you really shouldn't get deep into that. I would encourage you just quite simply to borrow a realtor's MLS account if you're going to go that way. It's a little shady, but believe me, it really does work. And I won't admit or deny to doing it in the past, but I can only just say it does work. So, expired listings, how do we go after them? Well, these are people who are going to be bombarded with realtors. There's a lot of realtors that make their whole business with doing nothing other than going after expired listings. And the way I always approach an expired listing is this. I always just call them up and say, hey, my name's Erik Webster. I'm not a realtor, and I'm not asking for a commission. I'm actually a loan officer, and I noticed that your listing had expired, and I wanted to apologize for that. I'm sorry that, it didn't get sold. I wanted to find out, are you guys still going to sell your house? And a lot of times they'll say, no, we're going to take it off the market and blah, blah, blah. I understand completely. Where were you guys going to move to if you were going to move? Well, we were going to move to this place. Okay. And, is it for job reasons or for whatever? And just try to talk with them and try to break open and get them to talk a little bit. Sometimes they'll just hang up and you say, I told you I'm not interested. I don't want to talk to any realtors. Well, I'm not a realtor. I'm a loan officer. And the reason I'm calling you specifically is we have a special program for people that weren't able to sell their house. We call it the Double Your Chances program. And we actually do that for homes that are currently listed, and we have a tremendous amount of success with it. And I would like to sit down and just simply drop off a packet of information to show you how it works. Can I just drop it off tonight? No pressure. I'm not going to ask you for anything. I just want to show you how we can help you to finally get your house sold. And you can actually probably do it yourself without having to pay a realtor if you choose to. It's a really great system, and it's something our company offers for free, just as long as you allow us to give you some financing quotes for when you buy your next house. Fair enough? And a lot of people are really cool with that, especially if you start talking about how it won't cost them anything. That's their greatest concern, that they just got hosed, they spent all this time and effort and energy, and they probably cleaned up their house and had it staged, and nothing happened, and they're frustrated, and they want to see something different. And a lot of times you'll find that the house will be relisted in a couple days with another realtor, and that's fine, and then we just go back to treating it like it's an active listing. But what we can do is we can actually get in the door and we can say, listen, I see that you guys haven't sold. Are you guys going to relist with a realtor eventually? Honestly, I deal with a lot of the realtors in the area, and try this person out. They're really good. They're good people. They really get the job done, and I'm certainly a neutral witness here because I don't care one way or the other. If the house sells, I'm more focused on when you buy your next house. But the thing is that there's some really good realtors out there that could probably do a better job for you. And then you can recommend the realtor that you're friendly with that works in that area. They will absolutely love you forever and be willing to name their children after you. I kid you not. It's just that big a deal. Well, let's go on to our next unit, which is for sale by owners, or FSBOs, and why they may or may not be a good investment of your time. And it's going to be a really interesting unit that might be a little controversial for some people that sell FSBO-based products. So let's go on and talk about for sale by owners.